All right, so we are here in the shop because the other day I had a little incident. It was essentially an aborted takeoff, and what happened was I went up and I got to about 25, 30 feet, and it just didn't feel right. The wind kind of picked me up and threw me a little bit, and so I decided to abort the launch, basically. And so on my way down, I was landing long, and as I was coming in about 5 feet off the ground, I clipped the bottom of the cage on a fence post that I just hadn't seen before. And so it busted a couple of the hoop pieces that go around that make up the cage. And so two of them I ended up replacing because one of them, this one right here, broke this little piece, right? That's where the detent goes in. You can see it on this other one here. It's supposed to be round, and this little detent piece goes into that. So that I couldn't really repair. And the other one was the bottom piece of the hoop, and it had cracked right where it attaches to the metal frame. And so if I were to repair that, it wouldn't be thin enough to fit in that metal frame piece. So those two I just ended up replacing. But one of them, there was a little maybe dime-sized hole, not even. And so I decided to try my hand at some carbon fiber repair. So I did take the other one that had a little hole in it and repaired it as well. This one right here had about a quarter size hole right there. And so basically now what I have is one repaired hoop piece, and one good hoop piece that all it has is this little notch taken out of it. So we're gonna do a science today. What I wanna try is, I've got a little rig back here where I'm gonna just throw it on that scale and just see if the repaired piece is as strong as the original piece. If it is, I will fly the cage with the repaired piece that I have in there right now. If it's not, I'll just order a new piece, no big deal, 180 bucks, and get back in the air. But wanna make sure it's safe. I hadn't seen anything like this online before, so figured maybe it'll help somebody. All right, let's get to work. Okay, so here's our setup, right? We have our two spars. We have just a regular bathroom scale. We have a big ass piece of wood, and we have a GoPro and some safety gear. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this original spar and I'm gonna put it here, and we are going to clamp it to the workbench and just compress this until it breaks. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other one and see what the weight is on the scale. Hopefully the scale goes up high enough. Hopefully we don't break my scale, and hopefully we break the spar. So let's give this a shot. There it was. All right, test two. Yeah. Okay, so there you have it. Two busted spars. That's always unfortunate. The one thing I will say is this didn't fail in my repair. Obviously, I mean, all the force was going right there, but I would expect that if this was significantly weaker, that you would have seen this part bow out. So we'll have to check what the GoPro says, but it's at least encouraging. And I think I'll probably fly on it and just see what happens. The worst thing that happens is my net falls apart and I basically end up with an engine out. But given what I'm seeing here, I think that this is plenty strong. We'll make sure on the GoPro footage and yeah. Okay, so this is my first time seeing the footage too, so let's scrub through it and see where this failed. And I'm just scrubbing through, so. Okay, there was 100. 101. It's upside down. 101.6. 101.6 right before it broke. Okay. So let's find the second one here. Alright, so I'm hearing cracking. I'm seeing like 105.4, so good news. Okay, so like 105 for the second test. Okay, so good news. So, and I'll put that in the video, but what it looks like is I'm getting about the same, the 100-ish mark, but 105 on the one that I repaired and 101 on the one that I didn't. So I think we're good to go. Now, what I will say real quick, this is a one-time test and there was a zillion variables. I feel confident to fly on it, but don't take my word for it. The other thing I'll say is fly at your own risk, right? I'm taking this risk because I think I repaired it just fine. I've seen plenty of people fly on much jankier repairs, so I think it's probably fine. But yeah, so I think that was kind of cool. So yeah, that wraps it up for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed some science. Like it, because this was a really expensive video to make. Subscribe and keep coming back.